Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Premier League with FPL Wizard. I hope you're all fine. I hope you had a great game week 29. Apologies, I wasn't with you. I was actually out of station, so I could not do a deadline stream. But I hope the game week went well for you. Actually, it went really well for me. I just like to show you the score. Once in a while, after a long time, it happens that we have a good game week. It was a bench boost, obviously. Actually, the transfers that I made, I took out Bukayo Saka for Bruno Fernandes, and I took out Gabriel for Shaw. That actually didn't work out, but wasted my 2 free transfers. But they were the right moves to make, so I'm not too concerned about that. So yeah, this was my score, guys, and finally starting to move up, at least inside the top 250k now. So hopefully it stays that way, and we can end the season as at higher rank as possible. This is all I'm hoping for right now. So this is all I want to kind of discuss about the last week, guys. More focused on what's to come now. So let's get into it. So welcome everyone, and thank you so much for being on the stream. Michael says morning. Where's morning, Michael? I hope you're doing well, my friend. Hey Barry, hey Smelly Wab, George. Thank you so much for being here. Hey Light. So George says, hi Wiz, I'm on a wildcard this week. Oh wow, that's nice, my friend. I mean, I'm not sure if it is the ideal week to wildcard, kinda. I mean, if I had my wildcard right now, I would possibly keep my wildcard till game week 33, deaden my team into game week 32, and then play my free hit in game week 37 double game week and prepare for the double game week in 34 by using my wildcard in game week 33. But that's obviously past now because you already activated it, so let's just stick with what you're kind of doing. So if you have any questions, pointed questions, George, let me know. I'm here to help. We've got 1 hour, not much to do. Obviously I have to make a captaincy decision. I've still right now put it on Rashford. Maybe really want to change it to Haaland, because that's on my mind, because I actually brought Haaland in this week, so I guess it makes more sense to kind of put my captaincy on Haaland, and I think let's just keep it this way, because otherwise it's just gonna attract more questions on the stream. Michael says pick 4 out of Rashford, Fernandes, March, McAllister and Madison. I'd possibly just bench Solly March, Michael, and I mean, one of the Brighton players I would bench. I would definitely play Rashford and Fernandes and Madison. There's no doubt I would play all of them. So I would possibly bench 1 out of March and McAllister. Obviously, McAllister being on penalties gives him the edge, and Solly March has a lot of chances. I just think his finishing is not that good. That's the reason he is not getting too many points. But otherwise, they're both equally good options. There's not much to choose between the two. Geeta says, hi Sam, is your captain final? 1 defender from me or Zinchenko? Geeta, to be honest with you, my friend, I mean, you can take a risk and play Zinchenko, because the thing with I'm not sure if what's the game between Brentford, and it's hard for me to envision the game between Brentford and Newcastle. I think it's going to be a cagey game, not too many goals, but Newcastle have a lot to play for, as do Brentford, so I feel it's going to be a cagey game, and I feel Newcastle are in a really good form. They can score against Brentford, and I'm not sure he offers much in attack as well. So better you can take a chance and play Zinchenko. Although I expect Liverpool to score against Arsenal as well. That's the issue. Hey Amit, I'm doing fine, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Michael says, is it worth getting rid of Watkins for Haaland on a free transfer? I would not do that, Michael. Watkins is on a really, really good run of form. He's, he's kind of peaking right now, and he's look at his stats, my friend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, he just blanked once out of 10 games. I mean, that's a fantastic run to be on, and that gives you confidence as well. That's the reason I would not transfer him out for Haaland. If I was you, I would not do that. Bench Botman or Chilwell. Already had Trippier and Kepa. I would bench Botman and play Chilwell. I think I have it in my mind that I should kind of take out Luke Shaw and bring in Chilwell, because I am expecting Chelsea to have a new manager bounce with Lampard coming back to the club. So that is something that I'm considering. Taking a hit and bringing in Chilwell, but if you have Chilwell, then I think there's no reason for you to bench him in favor of Botman, my friend. Botman doesn't offer anything in attack. Solanke or March? I think, to be honest with you, my friend, you can play Solanke. Especially if you already have another Brighton midfielder playing like McAllister or Mitoma, so you can take you can divide the risk by not putting in too many Brighton assets against Tottenham. So that is something which you can consider, my friend. If you don't have any other Brighton mids, then I think you can play March as well. Riddhi says Tony to Haaland and Saka to Grealish with Watkins captain. See, Riddhi, to be honest with you, I mean, Tony to Haaland makes sense to me. Saka to Grealish, I personally, if I had Saka for this game week, I would not do it. Watkins captain, I mean, if you're bringing in Haaland, you can captain Haaland as well. I think Watkins is obviously the second, is a really good captaincy option as well. The only problem with Watkins, which I feel is his ceiling is not that high. Obviously, I think he has one goal in him against most of these teams he plays against, but can he really, just like Haaland has got 4 hat-tricks, can he do it? That's the issue. Or 3 hat-tricks, I think. But can Watkins replicate that? That is the whole issue. If you bring in Haaland, you can captain him as well, but if you feel you want to captain Watkins, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. George says, current team, Steele, Iverson, Robertson, Trippier, Ake. Ake's an interesting one. Delo's fine. Dan Burn, Salah, Fernandes, Rashford, Mitoma. George, what are you thinking to do with this team, my friend? Are you planning to play a free hit? Yeah, free hit 32. Okay, Rashford, Mitoma, March, Haaland, Watkins, Wilson. To be honest with you, Salah, Fernandes, Rashford. I mean, you can pick Maddison in place of Fernandes, and if you want, you can kind of, if you can get the money, maybe you can replace Robertson, and upgrade Wilson for Kane, because Kane have got Bournemouth coming up next week in game week 31. Could be a good captaincy option as well. Other than that, the keepers look fine, the cheap keepers obviously. So think about that, George. I mean, if you can get Kane by replacing Fernandes with Maddison and maybe Robertson as well with the cheap defender, I think you can think about that. Maybe get Chilwell in place of Robertson. With Lampard, they might have a new manager bounce or something like that. Michael says, if one doesn't have Haaland, who is the best captain? I think Michael Rashford can be a really, really good captaincy option this game week, my friend. Amit says, present team, Kepa, Trippier, Pinnock, Shaw. Shaw's obviously not going to play. Estupinan, Botman. Then you have to put Botman in place of Shaw. Martinelli, Barnes, Bruno, Rashford. That's fine. Kane, Haaland, Tony. I like that, my friend. Planning Tony to Watkins or Shaw to Moreno or so. I think, to be honest with you, Amit, it's not a necessity to make a transfer. You can even roll a transfer with the team you have, But obviously, I think Watkins is a decent option as well, and replacing Shaw is also not a bad ploy, kind of. It depends on what you want to do, but even if you don't make a transfer, I think your team looks good for the game week. Team set, gotta take Saliba out. Botman maybe, thinking about Felix to Haaland. Barry, the problem with Saliba is, we not really know, even as Arsenal fans, we not really know what's going on with him, and a little bit concerned because Arteta's not letting up. Like he said in the press conference that, there is one player who's got to face a late fitness test or something of the sort, but he never revealed who it was. So it's a bit, like you have to kind of, I mean, you can take out Saliba. It's not like that it's a big issue with taking out Saliba. But yes, I mean, if you want to replace him, you can get Botman. I mean, Botman is a cheap, good replacement. I mean, you can, if you want to take a bit of more of an attacking player, you can think about, let's say Castagna. Because the problem with this season is there's not many attacking defenders which you can really get. So, and Felix to Haaland, I'd say, I mean, I don't know what impact Lampard's going to have on Joao Felix, but I think, yes, it can be done, my friend. That's all I want to say. Riddhi says, thanks a lot. Was also Stones or Chilwell for sure. If I was you, I would go with Chilwell, my friend. I mean, the thing is, again, guys, I mean, all the Chelsea questions, it all depends on the fact that what do we think of the performance of, Chelsea team under Lampard? That's the entire question, right? Otherwise, it's just speculation, because we are thinking that Chelsea is going to have a new manager bounce, but we're not sure whether it's going to come to fruition or not. So let's see how it goes, and then we can kind of, we can go from there. Stan says Bruno to Grealish to fund Tony to Haaland, or just roll without Haaland. Stan, I think both the moves make sense to me. I mean, you can roll without Haaland. I've seen, it's nothing necessary. It also depends on your rank as well, my friend. Like what's your rank and how many players are going to own Haaland in and around your rank. I mean, look at the captaincy poll, guys. I mean, it's so interesting. Like 28% say Watkins, 33% say Rashford and Bruno Fernandes, and 39% say Haaland. So it's not black and white this game week, guys. I think there's gonna be a bit of a spread in captaincy, as you know. So yeah, it's good time to choose a differential captain, I'd say. That's all there is to it. Anyways, yep, sorry guys, I'm just trying to fix the chat. Hi Babiz, Isaac or Odegaard to bench? The problem with Isaac is, I really like the look of Isaac, my friend. The problem is I'm not sure if he's going to start, because if you read the comments by Eddie Howe says in his press conference that maybe Wilson and Isaac can play together. Last week when I benched Isaac, he took the decision well, and in the future they might play together, this and that. So I mean, that's the only thing. Otherwise I would play Isaac over Odegaard. Michael says, is Haaland essential? And we do everything to get him. Thank you, my friend. You're always welcome, my friend. I mean, Haaland is obviously, I always say nobody's essential, guys. Please, like in this game, nobody's essential. I've seen so many teams, so many people on Twitter going without Haaland, taking, you've got to take risks if you want the reward. But obviously, I mean, if you're in top 100k, top 50k, you should not take a risk, because if you don't have Haaland, it becomes a sword against your team. Remember, guys, I always tell you, like, there's a time to be brave, and there's a time to be, time to shield your team. Like, have you ever seen a boxer just giving his opponent punch after punch after punch. No, I mean, you've got to conserve the energy. You've got to put your punches in front of your face. You've got to duck some blows, and then you've got to wait for the right moment to kind of attack. And I mean, if you're that kind of player who just wants to land a punch after punch after punch, you've got that kind of risk appetite. But I mean, in FPL, you've got to time your risks, guys. It's very important. So in my opinion, if you're on a really good rank, I would not take a risk by not taking Haaland. That's all I want to say. Nobody's essential, guys. Thanks, Ryan. Tony or Mitoma, or Martinelli or Mitoma, whom to bench? If you have Tony, I would definitely play Tony. Out of Mitoma and Martinelli, it's a 50-50. I'd possibly think I'd play Mitoma. It's a difficult one, my friends, because Martinelli, the last time they played Liverpool, Martinelli scored within the first 2 minutes against Liverpool. So it's a difficult question to answer. Amit. CAV says, hi, Wiz, up to around 8k now. Got lucky with no Shaw, Fernandes, Kane to Haaland, or Estupinan to Mings. CAV, that's a great rank to be on. Congratulations, first of all, my friend, for being in the top 10k. Second, what I want to say is, if you transfer Kane to Haaland this week, you should remember, Kane plays against Bournemouth next week, and then, you're going to have FOMO of not owning Kane against Bournemouth, in which he's a really good captaincy option as well. So, you can do a Stupinan to Mings, but then you're going to have, you're rolling in the top 8k without Haaland. That in itself is a risk. That's a bit of a difficult question to answer straight up, Alright, let's move forward. Barry says, I don't mind losing Saliba. Arsenal fixtures on the easiest, and I've got Ben White as well. So that's fine, Barry. Then I'd lose Saliba. Let's move on, guys. George says, I could do Salah and Wilson to Kane and Grealish, but Salah has Leeds in 31 when Kane has Bournemouth. Wilson probably outscores Grealish as well. George, yeah, that's the decision, George. I mean, if you're fine with not having Kane against Bournemouth, I mean, if you want to captain Salah against Leeds, yes, I think that's pretty much doable then. Yeah. Oh my God, I just can't fix this chat box for my life today. Don't know what's going on, guys. Sorry. Apologies, and I'm gonna try to fix this once and for all. Sorry. I'm just gonna let it be. I'm gonna fix it for the next stream then. Alright. Look who's back, says Fadzili. Hey Fadzili, hope you're doing well, bro. Hope I convinced you not to use your free hit in 32, Fadzili. Zara says, hi Wiz, should I take a -4 hit to get Haaland back in my team? Since I'm short of 1.5 million, I don't feel like taking out Harry Kane. Zara, I don't think, which player are you going to take out? And who are you going to take a hit for? Is gonna depend whether you should take a hit or not. If you tell me your transfers, I'd be better placed to answer. Fadili says, I know you remember from Twitter last night, I still edge towards free hit 32 because I wildcard in probably 34 and I could get 11 double game week 34 and also 37. I don't know if I need any free hit there. That's fine, Fadzili. If you feel that way, that's absolutely fine. Lee says, hi Wiz, this is your final team. I don't like the defense. Lee, I know I don't like the defense either, my friend. The problem is, we can't have an ideal team every week, bro. And sometimes you just got to roll with what you have. I mean, there's a conflict of interest. I hope Newcastle and Brentford, they play blanks. And, that'll be the most ideal situation for my team. But I don't like the defense either. And I think, actually, both Newcastle and Brentford are going to score. So, it's a tough one, my friend. I'm just hoping my attack pulls me through this game week. The defense is absolutely shambles, to be honest with you. Yes, and I've been considering taking a hit for Chilwell, but I don't think I'm going to do it because, -4, let's say Chilwell gets 10. I don't see the upside, and, then the next fixture of Chilwell is against Brighton again. I've got 3 Brighton players, and then again I've got Kepa Arrizabalaga bringing in Chilwell. It's a bit of a conflict of interest next week as well, so I'm just I'll let it go. Play Gabriel or Henry. Any chance we get? I don't think we're gonna get any City news, Fadzili, no. Out of Gabriel and Henry, I'd say if you've got two Newcastle players just like I do, I'd say you're better off playing Gabriel, my friend. He might score a bullet header. I don't think Arsenal are going to keep a clean sheet though. I think Chilwell is a trap. Also won't double until 37, and it will be against United and City. I mean, Chilwell is not a trap. I mean, if you watch the Chelsea game, like I did the last time, I mean, he was actually playing like a left winger. You know, this up and down the flank, taking shots on goal was pretty good, my friend. The problem is, you know, it's just too much of a conflict of interest. I mean, owning 3 Brentford players against 2 Chelsea players, you know, like, it's not the ideal situation to be in. That's the only reason. I mean, if Chelsea were playing Bournemouth next week, then I would definitely get Chilwell. You know? FPL Sam, what's up, my friend? CAV says, has McAllister been playing deeper recently? If so, I'll bench him for Mitoma. I mean, McAllister always plays deeper than Mitoma. I mean, you know, he's... let me actually show you, guys. We have this beautiful opportunity to see the positions on Fantasy Football Fix. Let's utilize them. So we've got to select the team, which is, there you go. So first player that we're gonna select is McAllister. The second player which we're gonna select is Mitoma, and then we're gonna, let's say, starting game week. Let's pick game week 25. All right. So we'll know recently what's been going on. And let's select their average position. So you can see, I mean, McAllister obviously plays in the center. Mitoma plays a little bit further forward because he's a winger, but there's not much difference. Let's see at the total shots they've taken, Mitoma and McAllister. Obviously, you can see Mitoma, you know, like, I mean, look at how many shots McAllister takes from different positions. Obviously, he's on penalties as well. You know, the thing is, Mitoma is a bit of a, you know, like a explosive player. He gets a chance, he takes his low XG chances, but like not, the past few game weeks has not been that effective. Look at McAllister's touch heat map. Look at the touch heat map. McAllister is much more central. Mitoma is hardly getting touches in the box, to be honest with you. So is McAllister, but he's in and around the, you know, outside the box area where he has a more chance to get an assist. So, you know, attempted assists, you can see these are for McAllister. Obviously, Mitoma has a better assist potential. Now let's just look at the stats per 90 minutes. McAllister obviously scored a penalty and another goal as well. You know, in terms of goal scoring, McAllister has the edge, but that is also because he's on penalties. In terms of assists, Mitoma clearly has the edge here. So yeah, I hope this helps you guys. We won't spend too much time here, so we're gonna go back. So if you want me to compare any other players, just let me know. Pedro says, hey Wiz, welcome back. Sorry, missed the start. No worries, my friend. Pedro, I hope you're doing well, bro. Yasa says, hi Wiz, I hope you're doing well. Thinking of Haaland to Tony. Haaland to Tony. I don't understand. You thinking Tony to Haaland or Haaland to Tony, my friend? Please, if you can be more clear with the question, I'd love to answer that, bro. Imran says, hey Wiz, afternoon, have a great game week. Thank you so much, Imran. Afternoon, and I hope you have a great game week as well. What is the percentage of Haaland start on that graphic you normally use? I think it's 77, I guess. Let me have a look. Let's have a look at the predictions which fans have made. Haaland is 77% here. So according to the fans who've made the predictions, 77% of them think Haaland is going to start. 96% think KDB is going to start, and 100% think Grealish is going to start. Obviously, Haaland and Alvarez are, you know, like kind of mutually exclusive. So if Haaland starts, then Alvarez is going to be benched. So these are the predictions. You know, other than that, obviously, 72% of the fans seem to think Stones is going to start, and 72 of them are thinking that Ake is going to start. I mean, nobody's sure in defense except Diaz who's going to start. So if the only player I would touch if I was taking a City player would be Grealish, Haaland, or KDB. You know, other than that, I wouldn't go near Ake or anybody else of that sort, because we're not sure how Pep is gonna do. But the only thing which gives me hope for this game week is because he wants to prepare his team for the Champions League clash against Bayern. You know, Kane to Haaland, will you do? If I didn't have any other option, I might consider it. But to be honest with you, Kane plays Bournemouth next week, so I would not really do it, my friend. Pedro says, I've swapped Tony for Haaland. How original. No need to be original in this game, my friend. All you need is points. I'm considering a -4 by swapping Havertz for Watkins. Not sure Watkins has enough points potential to justify a hit. If I was you, Pedro, I would keep Havertz. I think we can take a risk a little bit for the new manager bounce with Lampard. Although Wolves is a team who don't concede too many goals, but I don't think if you consider the -4 hit plus the Havertz's points, I don't think there's gonna be a big difference, you know. So it's a 50-50 move. It's not a move which is necessary to make, you know. So you can stick with Havertz, and Havertz offers a bit of a more differential than Watkins, I'd say. Zara says, considering Maddison or Bruno to Martinelli, Odegaard and Tony to Haaland for a -4. I'd say, I mean, I don't want to tell you to sell Maddison, my friend, because I mean he plays against Bournemouth, and although he's not, you know, in the last 4 or 5 games he's not returned really good, but I think this is a game in which he could explode, and I don't want to tell you to sell Maddison. Bruno, I mean, you can, if you want to get, let us say, Martinelli, you can sell Bruno to Martinelli. Else, if you kind of, Zara, if you don't have a good route to get Haaland, then you can possibly captain Rashford. That's the only thing which can be done, my friend. Imran says, hey, should I double up on the Villa defense? Imran, I'd say if you have one Villa defender, I think it's good enough. Doubling up, I'm not so sure, my friend. You know, also Nottingham Forest, they do concede goals, but they do score goals as well. I mean, their striker Brennan Johnson is in the form of his life, so I personally would not. Bikesh says, I'm in search of a midfield player and a defender who is not blanking in 32. Whom do you suggest? To be honest with you, Bikesh, I'd say Zuma could be one defender which you can go with. West Ham United, you know, he plays in, is not blanking in 32. So that's one player who I think, because he plays against Bournemouth as well, has a potential to score headers. Zuma, you know. Other than that, obviously Maddison can be one as a midfielder if you want, you know. You can get an Arsenal player for 32 as well. I mean, Martinelli, Odegaard, Saka, you know. So these are some options. Obviously, you can go with Salah, but he's too expensive, you know, to kind of consider just like this. Himayu says, will Saka be starting? I think Saka's going to start. If I was you, I would not cap him, but I think he's going to start, Himayu. CAV says, would be tough on Alvarez to be dropped after the last game. It is Haaland though. I mean, he's not necessarily going to be dropped, CAV. Maybe Haaland is going to get reduced minutes, and, you know, Alvarez can come on, you know, and he can get some minutes as well. So, it's not the end all and be all kind of. What's going on with my stream, guys? Just a second, I think there is something wrong here, guys. I hope you can listen to me. Just a second, I think there's something not right. What's happening here? Second, guys. I think something is going on with this stream. What's going on with my streams? Guys, just give me a second. I'm trying to fix this issue. Something just happened with the stream. All of a sudden, I'm just not able to. Guys, can you hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me. I think I'm back. Yeah. Alright, let's quickly answer. Hi, Wiz, why not play Estupinan just for his attacking threat instead of Henry? Thank you so much, guys. I'm back. For some reason, the stream just stuck. I just could not move my my cursor or my mouse for some reason. But I'm back. So let's just move forward, guys. We've got half an hour and too many questions to answer today. Jug, I mean, I can play Stupinan as well. I mean, the thing is, it's too much. It's again a conflict of interest as well with Kane, you know, as my striker playing Stupinan. So it's a touch and go, my friend. Honestly speaking, I don't think Brighton gonna keep a clean sheet. Honestly speaking, I don't think Brentford are gonna keep a clean sheet. I don't think Newcastle are gonna keep a clean sheet either. So it's really, really difficult to kind of select one. I mean, you can play Stupinan as well. Just don't feel comfortable playing Stupinan against Tottenham. You know, Brentford at home are, you know, like, I hope they can keep a clean sheet. If it's gonna be a 0-0, I'm gonna be the happiest person here. Yesa says, very tense for this game week, so I ended up changing the names Tony to Haaland and Havertz to Watkins. I mean, if you can only do Tony to Haaland, that's good enough, Yesas, in my opinion. Don't worry about it. CAV says, do you prefer Mings or Moreno? Moreno shoots a lot, more assist potential, gets subbed off after 60 quite a lot. Yep, that is true, CAV, but I mean, the problem with Moreno again is there's like upsides and downsides. The players which get taken off early, you know, they have a less potential for getting, let's say, bonus points, and you know, he plays less minutes, so he has a more chance to get a clean sheet. So it's just touch and go. Personally, I always like to pick a player who's always nailed on to start. So if I had to go for one, I'd possibly go with Mings. Tony to Haaland for a -4, or Kane to Haaland with my free transfer. I'd say Tony to Haaland with the -4, my friend. Sometimes, you know, keeping these players with the high price concentration, it helps you keep your team flexible, because you make one transfer and you can exactly alter you make two transfers and you can alter the kind of structure of your team. When you spread the funds around too much, it becomes very difficult. Having said that, Mings is more nil. Dean may get a start. Exactly, CAV. So we're on the same page here, bro. What transfer this week? Thakif, I took out Tony to Haaland, my friend. That's the only transfer this week. I have Rashford, Maddison, Jared Bowen, Watkins, Kane, Havertz. Who to cap? I don't have Haaland. I'd say Rashford or Maddison would be your best shout, Sylvester. I've heard rumors on Twitter that Jamie Vardy might start today, so you know, not sure if that's good for Maddison or bad, because if Vardy starts, maybe he's on penalties then. Would you do Shaw to Zuma to make funds for Tony to Haaland? Why not, my friend? But the only thing you should be concerned about is that next week they've got Arsenal, West Ham, and this week even they've got Fulham away, which is not the easiest fixture. So Zuma can be good for game week 32, but before that, I don't think he keeps a clean sheet. Gaspar says Buendia or Harrison. Gaspar, to be honest with you, not both. Neither of them is a very inspiring option. Well, I'd say Harrison, you know, has just signed a new deal, and for 5 years, I think he'll be more, you know, more excited to prove himself to the fans, and kind of, you know, and he's been playing well, Harrison, but he is a streaky player. He scores in streaks, blanks for a few game weeks, then scores in streaks. That's the kind of player he is. You just need to catch the trend with Harrison. Himanshu says, hello Wes, good luck for this week. Thoughts on Salah? Thank you so much, Himanshu. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Salah, I mean, is a good option, my friend, especially considering what happened last time against Manchester United at home. You know, you never know with Liverpool. You know, sometimes, you know, they just click and everything just, you know, the machine starts working as a system. But I think Salah is a great option, especially if you've got Leeds next week as well. He's got a double game week to come, so I think it's not a bad time to get Salah. I've got Bruno Fernandes as a placeholder for Salah, and maybe in the coming weeks I'm possibly gonna get Salah as well for my team. So if you want to jump on him early, and Salah's got a fantastic record against Arsenal. Sometimes, you know, players like Salah need these kind of games to come back into form, just like he did against United. Rohit says, if I can't do Tony to Haaland, is it good to keep Tony? By the way, all of you who are keeping Tony, guys, you need to be careful. Tony's on 9 yellow cards, and they don't get reset until game week 32. So it's got 2-3 game weeks to go until he, you know, until he survives those 9 yellow cards. So, but as an option, he's obviously a great FPL option. So, if there's no good way for you to get Haaland, then you can definitely keep Tony. But remember, Haaland is going to be, again, I gave you the analogy of a boxer, sometimes defending, sometimes attacking, you have to have players in your FPL team who are going to act as a shield, who are going to defend your team, and then you're going to have some differentials, some great players which are going to act as a sword, your offensive. So if your team doesn't have a balance of offense and defense, both ways, I mean, if you get a very, very, very kind of, sticky template team, then you're not going to go anywhere. But if you get a very, very differential team, you can go downhill really, really fast. So you have to have a balance, guys. Start Martinelli or Mitoma? Ahmed, that's a very difficult question, bro. Like technically speaking, Martinelli's been in the better form. I mean, honestly speaking, I would still stick with Martinelli because one, he scored against Liverpool. This question came earlier as well. I found it a bit hard to answer this one, but I think as I've gone on, I think Martinelli deserves a chance. He's scoring goals, he's in good form. Just with Mitoma, I mean, he's been scoring goals, one or two goals, but he's not been that effective like he was earlier. Own Tony. Should I do Tony to Watkins for a free? Own double Newcastle defense, or should I do Shaw to Moreno, City defender, or Chilwell? Amit, I mean, if you want, you can do Tony to Watkins. Yes, that's a good transfer to make. I mean, Watkins for a free transfer, I think that makes sense to me. Yes, I mean, you can do Tony to Watkins. No? Sylvester says, thanks, you're always welcome, Sylvester. You think Tony to Haaland is an easy switch? Well, I've made that switch. Wasn't easy, but sometimes you just gotta make the decisions you gotta make, my friend. When I've activated my wildcard, I made a transfer plan. I'm gonna stick to my transfer plan. Sometimes when you detract too much from your future plans, it just creates unnecessary chaos, and I just want to stick to my plan. That's just the thing. Being stressed, like about the smaller decisions, I kind of stick to the long-term plan. I ride the gameweek 32 with my free hit and then just plan for the doubles. That's the long-term planning, my friend. So in that sense, I and Brentford's fixtures are not getting any easier, so I just got Haaland. And City, obviously they're facing Arsenal for this title run-in right at the end. They're gonna need Haaland. So Shaw to Malacia. I would not do it because once Shaw comes back, then again Malacia loses his place. I would never bring in a player, never waste a free transfer for a player who's not nailed on in his own team. It's better to get somebody like Diogo Dalot rather than Malacia, my friend. Fadili says, everyone is playing for me today. Don't have any Arsenal or Liverpool. There's 2 games tomorrow, right? Leeds and Palace, but obviously nobody has any Leeds and Palace assets. So Fazili, don't worry too much about it, bro. Sometimes it happens, and just gotta stick around. Rico Henry to Villa defense is in the back of my mind because I free hit 32. I wanted to wildcard 33, but my 33 team is too strong to be wildcarded. Change of plan. Right. Rico Henry to Villa defense isn't a bad option. Their fixtures are not the best. Would you start Bowen or March? I mean, I'd start Jared Bowen over Solly March, my friend. Leicester versus Bournemouth prediction was need it now. Let's say work. Again, I think let us call it a 2-1 win for Leicester. Can you summarize any team news we have? Silver, I mean, if you ask me about a specific team, I can tell you, but if for all the teams, it's gonna be a little difficult, my friend. So if you have questions about a specific team, I'd love to answer. But all of them, it's difficult. Harry says, who should I start out of Tony, McAllister, White, Estupinan? 1. If I had to start 1, I'd start Ivan Toney. Second, I'd start McAllister. Third, I'd start Ben White, and Stupinan last. Amit says, thanks Wiz, nice stream always, best of luck for this game week. Thank you so much, Amit. Thanks for being here, my friend. I hope you have a great game week. Amit says, Wiz, when is the best time to do bench boost? Amit, I mean, to be honest with you, the best time is always the double game week. So I'd say game week 34 or game week 37, whichever one you prefer, is the best time for the bench boost if you have it. Fadili says, I know this might be a great achievement for anyone. I'm 600 ranked now. I've been playing for 6 years. Highest rank I got is 1.2 million. I'm totally proud of my improvement. That's great, my friend. I mean, the only thing which FPL can really give you is satisfaction and happiness. So if you get satisfaction at the rank which you're at, that's what better, my friend. You know, happiness and satisfaction is what we gain from this game anyway, you know, along with a lot of stress. Himanshu says to start Martinelli or March. I already have Saka starting. Himanshu, I think if you have Saka starting, you can divide the risk. I think you can start March. You know, if you don't have Mitoma or McAllister already. If you have Mitoma or McAllister, I mean, if I had to double up on Brighton or Arsenal, I'd prefer doubling up on Arsenal. But if you don't have any of the Brighton starting, then you can definitely think about March. Paul says replacement for Luke Shaw. I think Chilwell can be a good replacement, my friend. And other than that, obviously, you can think about City defenders like Diaz, because he's nailed on now and, you know, is back and starting most of the games. Other than that, I mean, Arsenal have got some difficult fixtures, especially in this week against Liverpool. Otherwise, you could get an Arsenal defender as well. Rico Henry to Villa defense. Yeah, why not? Newcastle and City preferably. Thanks. You're welcome, my friend. With Newcastle, the team news was, if I remember correctly, Eddie Howe was asked about whether Isaac is going to play or Wilson is going to play, and Eddie Howe said that they're both great strikers, and you know, last week I started Wilson and benched Isaac, and Isaac was fine about that, and this week, you know, he says they might play together, and I say in some of the future games I envisage them playing together, you know. So there was really no press conference from Eddie Howe. There was just like after the West Ham game, there was just like few snippets, you know. So that is what I'm telling you from. But there's no long-term issue there about Newcastle. With City, I mean, Pep Guardiola said Haaland looks better, and yeah, I mean, he should be fit to start. He trained for the last 2 days and he's fit to start. And Phil Foden obviously is still not back. He's going to be absent. Other than that, I think everybody else is fine from City. I hope if you have any specific questions, I'd love to answer. Hey Viz, thoughts on Danny Ings? Surfers, I mean, to be honest with you, you can, if you want Danny Ings for game week 32, I totally understand that. But I think at this price range, you have options like Watkins. You've got options like you know, Ivan Toney. You know, I personally would not go with Danny Ings. You know, if you want him for 32, then that's a different question. Captain Haaland from you, bro, confirm. I'm thinking, my friend Rafa, like I put it on. I've like since yesterday I've shifted my captaincy between Rashford and Haaland. I don't know how many times. Still thinking at the back of my mind, but yes, right now I've put it on Haaland. I'm just refreshing my my screen, guys, and for some reason it's absolutely disappeared. Now it's back. Only 17 minutes to go. Yep, 15 now. Botman, Chilwell, Trippier, White, pick 3. I'd pick Botman, Trippier and Chilwell. I'd bench Ben White then. Himanshu, it's about dividing the risk or accepting the risk. I mean, if you want, you can bench Botman and play White. You know, that's the only option. Chilwell and Trippier are nailed on. You have to put them in. The only option is between Botman and White that you have to decide you want to risk, double the risk or divide the risk. Start March or McAllister. If I was you, I'd start McAllister. He's on penalties. That's the only reason. Start Nacho or McAllister. I would start McAllister, Nehal, because I've heard rumors from Sam Martin that Vardy may be going to start. If Vardy starts, then obviously Iheanacho is going to be benched for him. So McAllister at least gets the 90 minutes and he's on penalties as well. So if I was you, Nehal, I'd start McAllister. Negotiations, Jesse March to Leicester. Yeah, let's see what happens. Hi, Wiz, Haaland definitely starting. We don't know about definitely. The only quotes from Pep Guardiola said that he's going to be fine. That's the only thing I know about Haaland. We never can say definitely with Pep Guardiola, my friend. You know that, right? Saka or March to play? I would play Saka, my friend. Marco says, is it worth taking a -4 to bring back Haaland or roll and do it for free next game week? Tony would be the player out. Marco, who's going to be the other player which you are transferring out to take a -4? That would help me to give you this answer. Silver says, thank you. Was looking to see if Isaac had a good chance of starting. I will likely do Tony to Haaland instead of Isaac to Haaland. Silver, the thing is, Eddie Howe just said that in the coming future, these guys are not mutually exclusive. They can play together. I mean, I don't know what to make of those quotes, but it makes me think that some games Isaac is going to start, some games Wilson is going to start. I don't think Eddie Howe knows which one he really wants to start. So it's kind of shuffling the pack. It's a difficult one, my friend. So I hope you make the right decision. That's all I can tell you. Surfer says, thanks. Says, you're welcome, my friend, always. One transfer only this week. Thakif, yes, I made 2 transfers last week, which absolutely did not work out. I brought in Fernandes and Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw got injured, didn't get any points. Fernandes didn't get any points. But I was thinking to get Chilwell in place of Shaw, but I'm finally decided against it. I hope it doesn't burn me too bad. Rashford starts as a striker. Paddy on FPL. No surprises as well. Yeah, I mean... difficult, my friend. You know, like, really wanted to put my my captaincy on Rashford, but I guess just leave it where it is, you know, and let's hope for the best. Cheers, Nehal. I hope you have a great game week, bro. Gasemi says, shall I transfer Haaland to Tony? I mean, you can, Gasemi, but don't take a hit. Silver says, I misheard you. I thought you said they would both start. No, they wouldn't start this week, but he said that they might do in the future. I mean, they can play together, you know. Let's just, why not we, does Emma do these predictions for Newcastle as well? Why don't we just go and check it out, guys? It'll help all of us, right? Spurs, Brighton, United, Everton, Liverpool, Arsenal, ding, 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 Manchester City, Spurs, Liverpool. I don't think it's there for Newcastle United. There you go. Oh, but this is Manchester United versus Newcastle. I don't think they do it for Newcastle. Do they? No, it's just Chelsea. I think it's the top 6 mostly. I'll just look at my own predictions. According to my own notes, which I have, even I've written Isaac there, you know, so I'm hoping for the best. I don't think they do Newcastle exclusively. Maybe from next year they would. Really helpful. Amit says, I prefer Haaland since early kickoff plus Rashford has less rest time than Haaland. Sorry, yes, Gasemi, I think I did the same. I did the same one, my friend. I took out Tony for Haaland. So you know what I think about that, right? Danny Ings. Let me just check my notes, my friend. My God. Yeah, I think Danny Ings is gonna start according to my notes. Gianluca Scamacca is still injured, so I think maybe you know, Ings can start. Yes, according to my notes. So yeah, the early kickoff. Yeah, I mean, you know, you don't want to go against Mahatma Gandhi, so it's better to kind of not captain Rashford that way. Gasemi says, sorry bro, I just wanted to know. No worries, Gasemi, it's all good, my friend. I did the same transfer, you know. I took out Tony for Haaland. Just made sense to me. See, do make that transfer if you want to captain Haaland. If not, then I think it can be optional. So if you really want to captain Haaland, then you have to make that transfer, my friend. Otherwise, if you want to like captaining somebody else, then it may not be necessary to make this move. Achitan says starts Ings or start March. I already have Mitoma in the starting. Then I would start Ings over March if you already have Mitoma, my friend. Smelly Web says time to lock your teams. That means we just got 10 minutes remaining to the deadline, guys. I hope I've answered all your questions. So I would recommend all of you to just lock your teams, set your team, and then if you still have any doubts and questions, ask me. But please lock your teams, guys. FPL Sam says I'm challenging Gandhi today. I hope I code him. I've tried many times. I've not been successful too many times, my friend. So I hope it goes well for you though. Bruno Fernandes is a great captain. Like is a kind of a great differential captaincy shout. I hope it works out for you. Barry says start 2 Mitoma, Felix, Odegaard. Barry, if you can tell me your full team, I'd be better placed to answer that. But just on the face of that, I'd say Mitoma and Felix. I don't know, just feels that way. Fadzili says, my question was, I kind of missed your question, Fadzili. If you can repeat it. I still don't see your question, Fadzili. Sorry. Oh yeah, Henry to Mings or McAllister to Grealish. I'd say Henry to Mings. McAllister to Grealish. If you have Haaland, then I think Henry to Mings makes more sense, my friend. Major FOMO not having Haaland this game week. Zara, if I was you, I would have a major FOMO as well. But sometimes you just, when the team is not set up in a way in which you can get your desired player according to the players which you have or the transfers which you want to make, then it always helps to kind of plan ahead. Would you take out Henry before Stupinan? CAV, the only reason I'm keeping Stupinan is because Brighton have a double game week later on, and that's the reason I'll just probably take Henry out before Stupinan. Yes. Otherwise, there's not much to choose between the two. Brighton are not keeping too many clean sheets under De Zerbi as well. So, and Henry is not attacking wise offering anything. If you were transferring Mings in though, for example, yeah, I'd say possibly I would take out Henry before Estupinan because of the Brighton double game week. That's the only reason. Otherwise, not much to choose between them. CAV, that's the thing, The whole debate whether you should bring in Ings is a different one, but if you want to bring in an Aston Villa defender, the only nailed ones are the centre backs, Konza and Mings. With the right back again, Matty Cash is injured, so just like that's the whole different debate. So Barry says Kepa, Trippier, me, Chilwell, White, Botman. The 2 Newcastle, 1 Brentford. Yeah. Mitoma, Bruno, Rashford, Maddison. So what was the question? Mitoma, Felix, and Odegaard. Yeah. So Maddison. So in your midfield, you've got Mitoma, Bruno, Rashford. Yeah, I'd say you. Haaland, Felix, Watkins. Yeah, I guess you have to bench one out of Mitoma and Odegaard. With Felix, you are taking a chance because with Lampard coming in, they might have a new manager bounce. They might end up beating Wolves with like 2 or 3 goals. Who knows what's going to happen in that game? But if you have Felix, you can take a chance with him, my friend. I don't feel comfortable leaving out Felix if he's in your team. That's the whole problem. It's a difficult decision to make, but I'd say you can leave out Odegaard. He's not on penalties, rarely scores a free kick, Yeah, he does score open play goals, but against Liverpool, I'm not sure how that game is going to go. Because Liverpool is so unpredictable this season. They put 7 goals past United. It's absolutely crazy what happened in that game. So how do you predict a team which loses to bottom of the league team 1 game week, and the next game week they go and beat United 7-0? United are challengers for the top 3, top 2 spot. I just don't know how to predict such kind of teams is the issue. Arsenal are much more predictable as compared to Liverpool, but against, when you don't know the opposition team, how do you predict a player who's playing against them is also an issue. George says, going with KDB over Salah because I need a differential. By the way, start Steele or Iverson. I would start Iverson, George. I wouldn't start Steele. I think Kane is... Kane is going to score against Brighton, I think. Pope or Ariza. Oh, difficult one. I'd say... If you don't have any Newcastle defenders, you can think about starting Pope. But if you have Newcastle defenders, then I would start Ariza Balaga. Will have it start? I think so, yes, I think so he would. Henry or Burn? I would play Burn, my friend. Parts of me thinking Shaw will play and all is a mind game. If you think that, then let's... I personally don't think Shaw's gonna play, my friend, actually. But let's just do this. See? Now if Shaw plays, we have him in the team. Nothing to worry about. No worries in the world. See, I've got 3 United players. Challenging Gandhi as well. Nah, he's not going to play, my friend. No chance. Eric Ten Hag said he's not fit. And, you know, hamstrings don't repair in one day. So, yeah. Obviously, I should keep a Solly March in front of Stupinan, but I hope it doesn't come to that. So, yeah. Sorry. Arsenal always feel like they're going to thump a team. Honestly hoping there's a 7 coming. Not against Liverpool, my friend. It's Anfield and Arsenal haven't won there in I don't know how long. I remember the last time they won there, it was when Arteta used to play for us. Maybe it was in 2015, if I'm not wrong. So it's not that easy, you know. It's a psychological block as well. But I hope they win, obviously, you know. Transfers made with Tony and Havertz out for Haaland and Ferguson. Haaland captain. Good luck, Chug. I hope you really do well, my friend. Fadli says you're doing it. I'm pretty sure that he's not going to play, so it doesn't make a difference to me, Fadli. Guys, 3 minutes left. Please lock your teams. Mitch says rating on... Mitch, I think we're too late to rate teams, my friend. We need to answer the questions. I like Tony's next 3, but he's going to go for Haaland. I was in the same boat as you, my friend, and I agree with you. Play March and McAllister. I would play McAllister over March. Salam says, hi, this is your final lineup. Salam, yes, this is my final lineup, bro. Saka masterclass needed. I would be more than happy if Saka scores a hat-trick against Liverpool, even though I don't own him. I'd be absolutely... Aaron Van Bissaka starts. McTominay, Sancho. So guys, we've got some early team news, and that's weird. That means Diogo Dalot's benched in it? Or is Dalot playing on left back? McTominay, obviously I expected to start, but Sancho, if he's starting, who is being benched? Anthony? Because Bruno's going to play there. Oh, yes, I think Weghorst is going to be benched then. Harry Maguire obviously starting. Yeah, Weghorst is benched then, right? I don't know what's going on with this United news, huh? If he says Shaw starts, I'd be happy. But I know he's not. Because Aaron Van Bissaka starting, that means I think Dalot or Malacia are going to start at left back. We need to know that, especially for people who have Dalot on their wildcards. For example, we've got Watkins, Weiss. It doesn't... CAV, to be honest, it doesn't make a difference. You can place it on Watkins if you want to. I just have it on Rashford. Yes, if you want, you can place it on Watkins as well. I don't think it's gonna come to that, personally. I mean, if you want, yes, let's just place it on anyone. It doesn't hardly makes a difference. I'm not gonna change it at the last moment anyway, so let's just stick with what I have. Sancho and Anthony off the wings. So Sancho and Anthony on the wings. No Maguire, says Fadzili. No. FPL some says Maguire starts. No. It's a Twitter news. It's reliable. Just in case no Haaland for some reason. Well, if it doesn't come, then Rashford is going to be my captain then. Let's see. Malacia starts. So if Malacia starts, that means Dalot's not going to start. Guys, if you have Dalot on your wildcard, somebody had, I think it was Lee. Or was it George Lyle? I think George had him on Dalot on his wildcard. I hope he gets the news. George, if you're here, if you can in time, please do replace Dalot. I hope George was listening. Got McAllister over Mitoma for pens. Good luck all. Yep, that's fine, CAV. I think that makes sense. You know, always select the penalty taker. Aaron Van Bissaka starting on right back. Then obviously Malacia is on left back. Then Dalot obviously is not going to start. You know, I was hoping or thinking that Dalot might move to left back. But if we have confirmation if Malacia is starting, then that means Dalot's been benched. That's as simple as that. Although I feel that Eric Ten Hag, he prefers Dalot to Aaron Van Bissaka, but you know, it may be team specific. You know, maybe to stop somebody like Demarai Gray, O'Neal. I don't know why they did this. Switched Dalot to Martinez last second. Yeah, that's right, George. I called out for you, bro. I was watching out for you. I hope the transfer went through. UEFA Europa League midfield. That's why maybe. Yeah, that's true. It's true. Well, I hope for the best, anyways, guys. I mean, Zara says no Haaland gang coffin, the coffin dance. Don't worry, Zara. Don't stress yourself out. See, you had one decision to make this game week. You made it. Now nothing is in your hands. So leave it until the next game week. Just enjoy the matches. Just enjoy watching the Premier League, and the rank is gonna take care of itself. Don't worry too much, my friend. It's part and parcel of FPL. We can never have the ideal team every week, and this game should not give you stress. Although it does, but let's try to kind of increase the surface area of the stress and just phase it out. So I hope all goes well for you, my friend. Delo hasn't been on form lately. Van Bissaka was ill last week. He's starting now. All right, thanks for the update, Barry. Yeah, I know my mate early this game week, so yeah, that's true. I mean, one benefit of captaining early is that you know how your game week is gonna go, and then you can relax or maybe stress the remaining game week. I remember a lot of time when I've captained early in the opening game week of the season, and like 9 times out of 10 it hasn't worked out. The only time I remember it worked out for me, guys, it was it was when I was gonna captain Lacazette against Huddersfield. Guys, it was that season when I finished in the top 1k, like 534. I was gonna captain Lacazette, against Huddersfield, but for some reason I kind of skipped the deadline, and my captaincy remained on Salah, who was playing against Bournemouth away, and Lacazette blanked, guys, and Salah scored a hat-trick against Bournemouth, and that was the only time when I managed to beat this early deadline hoodoo of Gandhi, and that was only because of the mistake. I didn't intentionally do it, and can you believe it? Like, against Huddersfield, a team which everybody was beating 4 or 5-0, Arsenal managed to score 1 goal against Huddersfield, and that was by Lucas Torreira. And you see, when I ended up in top 1k in the season, I had lots of luck, because Salah scored I think 21 points that game week, and I was so lucky, guys, and I I have no kind of remorse of admitting that I was lucky in that season. Without luck, you don't go anywhere in FPL. So yeah. Fadli says, I don't know, my team may seem a differential, but it is working so far. James instead of Chilwell. Yes, I kept him from his injury. Barnes instead of Madison. Felix up top. Differential at its best. Well, good luck, Fadli. I hope it works out for you, bro. And I hope you finish at the highest possible rank that you can. So, guys, with that, I guess we come to an end of today's stream. It was pretty intense today, guys. I didn't expect it to be that intense. I was hoping it was a relaxed stream, because I didn't have any decisions to make on the stream. I just came here, with my transfer made, just to have a chilled kind of relaxed chat. But it just kind of boiled up, guys. In it, too many questions today. Never expected that. But no trumpets, as Todd would say. No trumpets today, guys. Fadli says, Wiz, might need a wildcard draft in 33 or 34 and free hit 32. Obviously, I'm going to free hit in 32 as well, Fadli, so that you will have. And for the wildcard draft, we can discuss that on Twitter, my friend. My DMs are going to be open, so we can definitely discuss your wildcard draft on Twitter. So, guys, I'll take your leave today, and thank you so much for being here on today's stream. I hope you all have a great game week. I hope you all, kind of make plans for the future game weeks. If you have your wildcards remaining, bench boosts, triple captains, don't take one game week at a time, guys. Make plans for the next 2, 3, 4 game weeks, and it always helps you. That way you'll never be stuck wondering what to do in a particular game week. And to do that, I mean, just plan ahead for the next 2, 3 game weeks. Guys, as they say, live for today, plan for tomorrow, and party tonight, guys. Party tonight. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next game week deadline. Until then, take care and have a nice one. May the arrows be green. FPL Wizard signing out. Bye bye, everyone.